And we have some breaking news just coming in from Israel. This is a heartbreaking video of a father saving his entire family who escaped through the window as Hamas terrorists broke into their house, and he didn't make it. My colleague and our managing editor Gaurav Sawant is joining us live from Ground Zero. Gaurav, in fact, is in Tel Aviv getting us the very latest. Right now, Gaurav, this is heartbreaking. Just explain to us, Gaurav, what really happened there.
You know, these are images that have been captured from CCTV cameras, and as you rightly pointed out, Sneha, they're truly heartbreaking. In this image, just as the fighting started, just as the Hamas terrorists came into Israel, families secure at home realized that they were not even safe at home because some of these terrorists actually were barging into homes, abducting people, killing people. The women, the children, the elderly were being massacred by the Hamas, as these images also show. In this particular image, a father is trying to rescue and save his family. He's trying to save his children. So from a window, the first child goes out, the second child goes out, the family goes out, and each and every time he's able to, and there's firing apparently happening in the backdrop. So while each and every child goes out safely from that firing, the moment the father is trying to step out, he's shot at and he's killed. So he managed to save his family. He managed to save his most loved ones, but he couldn't save his own life. And he was killed in this firing by the Hamas terrorists. From what we've been able to gather on ground is that the terrorists who came in had months of planning and training. In fact, the Hamas, you'd be surprised and shocked to hear, is actually now putting out its training videos. It's putting out videos in social media to show how they trained for this offensive, how they trained on hang gliders to be able to come into, to come across the fence into Israel and then come with their weapons cocked. So this is almost like military grade training that they'd been given for a low level incursion. You've read about this in Second World War, stories that you read, but this is exactly what they did in this asymmetrical warfare. It's almost as if it's a special forces operation by the Hamas, that they use these hang gliders. They trained on hang gliders, used them to come in with their weapons cocked, and then when a festival was going on, they just opened fire indiscriminately at people, killing a very, very large number of people here in Israel. That number that we started off with, initially the information was 20 killed or 40 killed. Now that number unfortunately stands at more than 700 killed and hundreds taken hostage across that fence into the Gaza Strip. So this place, I mean, as you look all around me, all you see is our soldiers, whether it's the police, whether it's the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, or it's the reservists who've now been called out. All around me, all you see are soldiers who are preparing perhaps for this big ground offensive that may take place in the near future. As the Prime Minister of this country said, the aim is to take out the threat completely and decimate the Hamas.
Well, absolutely. The ground offensive that Israel has promised against Gaza. Be with us, Gaurav. Coming back to you in a moment from now. Ashutosh Mishra, also my colleague, is on Ground Zero. He too is in Tel Aviv. Gaurav and Ashutosh are getting us up to speed with every single development in the country that has been hit by terrorists from Gaza. This is the Hamas Islamist terrorists who attacked Israel Saturday 6:30 a.m. when this attack started. Ashutosh, give us an overview of the situation. Which are the worst hit areas in Israel, and how badly is the capital city also affected? If you could give us a sense of that. Ashutosh.
Well, Sneha, undoubtedly, Serdut and Ascalon, the two areas in the southern part of Israel that remain worst affected, and of course all the adjoining areas remain under threat. In fact, even last night, several rockets were seen falling in Ascalon, and there particularly the hotels were under attack. Now, what we are also learning from the sources, 10 citizens from Nepal who were in Israel have been killed, and this is coming confirmation from the Nepali embassy in Israel. So, indeed, the number of casualty is gradually going higher, and more, the matter of concern is that the Israeli people who were taken hostage by Hamas and have been taken to the Gaza, those areas. So that remains a major challenging task for the IDF to strike down not only those areas but also evacuate. In fact, Al-Karbi Mosque in Al-Shanti Camp, Gaza, that was also struck down, because that's where the mosque, the slogans were being raised against Israel, that kill Israel. So those kind of videos were viral. So all of a sudden the airstrike has been done. Remember, the massive platoon of the Air Force has been launched by the airstrike. So all these pockets, as the Israel said, that we will strike down. As far as city is concerned, the capital, this is just a calm before storm. Already Israel has announced a war against Hamas. But moreover, as the Gaurav was claiming about the preparedness and the preparation that was done by Hamas, it was not just a one day off, because they knew it's a Saturday, it's going to be a holiday, and the people will be quite, casually relaxing. And that was the day chosen by Hamas terrorists, and using the glider, even the sea route, land route, every pocket were breached by those Hamas terrorists. And indeed, the security establishments were totally caught, unaware about the situation, and also it's a massive intelligence failure. But now, since the strike is being done, more than 5,000 rockets were fired. And now in terms of retaliation, not just Gaza Strip, but all around those particular pockets, which could be the den of the Hamas terrorists, is being struck down. But subsequently, it is also, the global diplomacy which is playing out. Largely, you see all the countries are siding with Israel. They're supporting Israel and their operation and their right to defend. But moreover, there are certain Middle East countries which are also extending support to this Hamas and to the Palestinian organizations. So, that amidst of all these confrontation, end of the day, it is the people who are literally terrified in Israel, usually a calm city and particularly capital city. There have not been so much threat, over the years. Of course, Israel remained under the target of the Hamas, but capital city was never targeted. But this time, what has happened on this Saturday has literally terrified Israel. And now the retaliation is being done. Every pocket, every area. In fact, the forces are being mobilized in a huge number to settle to Ashkelon. And as far as reserve forces of IDF, Israel Defense Forces, are concerned, the civilians who have picked up the gun as part of the IDF, those reserve forces are now guarding this territory, this pocket. Of course, Iron Dome, the air protection shield of the Tel Aviv, has also been turned on. And eventually, what you see on the street, it's just another day, just routine life, just another Monday for Tel Aviv. But what they have seen, what they have witnessed on Saturday, the way they're terrified. Perhaps a lady wants to say something. Yes, please go ahead.
I want to, excuse me, in English not good. But I want to say, in the Hamas, in the Shahidim, in the killed children, mother, grandmother, why? Where in Israel? Where in Rosh Hamimshala Bibi? Where are you going? You live in Go? I am sorry, I am but...
Well, I may not understand your language, but I can understand your emotions and the sentiment of the people. After all, they have seen a massacre, literally a massacre by the terror organizations, and the way they have unleashed the violence, terror in not only just one city, Tel Aviv, but across Israel, particularly the southern part. This is all the people how are reacting here. Indeed, the commotions are high, emotions are high. Of course, you don't need to understand any language what the people say, but what they say is very much clearly one can understand. After all, the people are terrified here.